Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the confusing world of corporate finance. And today we've got a doozy that's more like a plot twist than a financial report. So DallasNews Corporation, the company behind the Dallas Morning News, just dropped a report that isn't your typical TikTok of revenue and profit. This is more of a hold on to your hats announcement because they've received a surprise offer to buy the whole company. Picture this, a company, the one that's been around forever reporting on local events suddenly gets a knock on the door from an investment firm called M&G Enterprises, which is linked to Alden Global Capital. This firm, M&G, has thrown out a number $16.50 per share in cash for every single share of DallasNews Corporation. Now, keep in mind, this filing is classified as a soliciting material under a specific rule. This basically means they're putting out information that could influence how shareholders think about this proposal, especially since there's another ongoing process involving a potential merger with Hearst. So if you're holding on to shares of Dallas News, you might see them listed as Series A common stock with a par value of 1 cent. That might sound like nothing, but it's how they keep track of ownership on paper, and the trading symbol DAM is what you'd see on the NASDAQ stock market. This little checkbox here tells us they're putting out this information because they're actively trying to get shareholders to consider or react to something, in this case, likely the ongoing discussions and this new offer. It's like they're opening up the floor for debate. This section is all about what they're actually selling or what the shareholders actually own. This is the ticker symbol you'd use to find the company's stock on a stock exchange. And this is where you can actually buy or sell those shares, in this case, the NASDAQ. The company is also telling everyone, hey, if you want the full scoop, pay attention to our proxy statement. That's the document where they'll lay out all the details about this proposed transaction, especially the one with Hearst. They're strongly advising shareholders to read it carefully because it'll have crucial information. This is a standard disclosure, basically saying that the people who run the company, its leaders and managers, might be influencing how shareholders vote on these deals. They are, after all, the ones with the inside track and the most to gain or lose. The main event here, Exhibit 99.1, is the actual press release that dropped the bombshell. This is where they officially announced this unsolicited, non-binding offer from M&G Enterprises. It's the public declaration of this new suitor. And then you have Exhibit 104, which is basically a digital file that helps machines read and understand the financial information in the report. Think of it as a translator for computers, making all the data easily accessible for analysis. And to wrap it all up, we see the signature of Katie Murray identified as the president. This president is signing off, making it official that Dallas News Corporation is acknowledging this proposal and filing it with the necessary authorities. Now, let's put on our detective hats and see what this really means. Dallas News Corporation has a significant amount of history, but it's operating in an industry that's been facing a lot of digital disruption. They're not just competing with other newspapers anymore, but with countless online news sources and social media. This unsolicited offer from M&G Enterprises backed by Alden Global Capital is interesting because Alden has a reputation for being a very active and sometimes aggressive investor in the media space. They often come in with the goal of streamlining operations and improving profitability. For a company like Dallas News, which is no doubt dealing with its own set of challenges in the modern media landscape, such an offer can be a wake-up call or a potential lifeline, depending on your perspective. The fact that this offer is non-binding is key. It means M&G Enterprises is signaling their interest and presenting their terms. But there's no legal commitment yet. Dallas News can consider it, negotiate, or dismiss it outright. It's an opening bid, not a done deal. And the mention of a proposed merger transaction involving the company and Hearst tells us there's a competing or prior deal on the table. This creates a complex situation for Dallas News' board and its shareholders. They now have at least two potential paths forward, and the board's fiduciary duty is to explore the option that they believe is in the best interest of the shareholders. What are the implications here? For shareholders, it means a potential payday. The $16.50 cash offer is a clear number to evaluate. They'll be looking at whether this price fairly reflects the company's value, its assets, and its future prospects. They'll also be comparing it to what might happen with the Hearst deal. For employees, this is a period of uncertainty. Any change of ownership, especially by an investment firm known for cost cutting, can lead to restructuring, layoffs, or changes in management. The future of the Dallas Morning News itself, its editorial independence and its coverage could also be impacted. This report doesn't give us the financial tables that would show us the company's current financial health, like revenue, profit, or debt, but it does highlight a critical moment for the company. Dallas News is at a crossroads, dealing with external interest and a potential shift in its ownership and strategy. So what's my take on this? Dallas News is in a tough industry, constantly adapting to digital. An unsolicited offer like this, especially from a known activist investor like Alden Global Capital, suggests that either the market sees untapped value that management hasn't realized, or perhaps the company is seen as undervalued and vulnerable. The fact that there's also a Hearst deal in play makes this a really interesting strategic dance. It's a classic case of a company in a challenging sector facing potential consolidation. The key for shareholders will be to get all the information in that proxy statement and make a decision that maximizes their return, while considering the long-term viability of the business. Alright, that's our breakdown of this interesting Dallas News filing. What's your take on this takeover situation and what it signals for the future of the company? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribing means you won't miss our next deep dive. Don't forget to check out our Discord channel in the description to join the conversation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.